السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا بكم أعزائي طلبة وطالبات الصف الأول الثانوي. معاكم قناة مدرستنا 3 تحت إشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. Hello my dear students everywhere. Welcome back to the explanation of the new English curriculum for the second secondary stage. Let's start together what we are going to take for today. Today we're going to continue and proceed Unit 4, but today lesson is talking about language grammar. As you can see on the screen, today we're going to talk about grammar. What's going to be the grammar rule for today? Today we're going to discuss the verbs that is followed by whether infinitives or gerunds. So infinitives, you know that they mean the base form of the verb, and gerunds that mean that ing plus the verb plus ing. So let's have a close look and see. First of all, we're going to start with the verbs that is followed by preposition to plus the base verb or the base form of the verb, which is the infinitive form. There are some certain verbs. هنلاقي طبعا إن في بعض الأفعال المعينة we have to keep them. لازم إن احنا نحفظهم كويس جدا and remember them carefully. Keep them in our minds, our hearts, in our notebooks and everywhere. Because if we didn't keep them, لو ما عرفناش نحفظهم, we cannot do it in the exam. We cannot get it in the exam. مش هنعرف إن احنا نحل الكويستشن ده في الإكزام. فبالتالي here we're gonna start with the verbs plus infinitive or plus two preposition plus an infinitive, and these are the verbs we have to look through it closely. Let's have a close look to it. Afford to. You know what does it mean? أخذنا الverb ده قبل كده، معناه يتحمل التكاليف. Agree to يعني يوافق. Arrange to يعني يرتب. Let's have another. Choose to, decide to, expect to. Let's take another. Fail to, help to, hope to. As you see, all of these verbs must be followed by preposition to plus the base form of the verb. So don't forget. Let's take another verbs. Intend to, learn to, manage to. Let's take another verbs. Offer to, plan to, promise to. And I think you all know what does this mean. Very simple, clear verbs, and all of these verbs we have taken them before. All of these verbs we have taken them before. Okay, let's go on. Refuse to, threaten to, want to, wish to, warn to or warn not to, would like to. Okay, let's see. Some of these verbs should be followed or can be followed by an object first, and then we put to the preposition to, and then the base form of the verb, the infinitive form. Let's see how it comes. For example, I wanted Noor to do her task, so I put here an object. حطيت هنا مفعول between the verb بين الفعل وبين ال preposition اللي هو to, and after that I brought the infinitive form وحطيت ال infinitive form من ال verb do. فبالتالي أنا قلت I wanted Noor to do her task. Don't be panic. ما تقلقوش لو انتوا لقيتوا object موجود between the verb and the preposition. It's okay. It's something that ordinary we can find them in the sentences everywhere. And let's take another example. They expected me to come early. Do you see? زي ما احنا شايفين كده قدامنا على السكرين. I can find here this is the object. هنا المفعول me, وهنا ال object in the first sentence is what? Is Noor. This is the object. It's okay to put the object between the verb and the preposition. Something ordinary. Don't be panic. ما تقلقوش. Okay. What about the negative form? طب عايزة أحط ال negative form هعمله إزاي؟ في حاجة كده هحطه ازاي negative form وانا بستخدم ال verbs followed by ال to plus ال infinitive. هعمل ايه؟ في ال negative form دايما بنستخدم not to after the verb. Let's see how. She decided not to come. يعني هي قررت ان هي ايه؟ مش هتيجي. But you have to notice a difference between these two sentences. هيبقى دلوقتي قدامنا two sentences. I need you to look closely at these two sentences and try to differentiate between these two sentences. Try to figure out what is the difference between these. She decided not to come. She didn't decide to come. ايه يا ميس ده؟ انت هتلخبطينا ليه؟ طب ما الاتنين negative. صح، الاتنين negative فعلا. She decided not to come. She didn't decide to come. طيب امال ايه الديفرنس؟ ايه الاختلاف اللي بينهم؟ why they are different؟ ليه مختلفين؟ here the difference in meaning. هنا طريقة النيجاتيف بتاعتي، النفي بتاعت الجملة غيرت لي خالص من المينينج بتاع الايه الجملة. ازاي؟ تعالوا نشوف الجملة الأولى. لما انا جيت عملت النيجاتيف فورم وحطيته بعد الفيرب، استخدمته بعد الفيرب وقلته she decided not to come، معناه ان هي ايه؟ قررت فعلا ان هي مش هتيجي، يعني مش هتيجي خالص. لكن لما قلت she didn't decide to come، انا هنا عملت ايه؟ انا هنا حطيت النيجاتيف فورم مش لكم، للفيرب decide، فبالتالي انا هنا حطيت ايه؟ didn't in the negative form. ده معناه ان هي ايه؟ هي لسه ما قررتش اذا كانت هتيجي ولا مش هتيجي. فبالتالي هنا هو الديفرنت putting the negative، ان انا احط النيجاتيف او استخدم النيجاتيف into the sentence في الجمله، ده بيعمل ايه؟ بيغير لي خالص change the meaning بتاع السنتنس بتاعتي. فبالتالي you have to take care of where to put the negative، امتى تستخدم النيجاتيف according to the meaning of the sentence، حسب المينينج بتاع السنتنس بتاعتي. Let's take another form. Some verbs can be followed by that. طب هل بعض الverbs دي ممكن تيجي ورا حاجة تانية غير to preposition؟ طبعا. Some verbs we can find that it's just followed by that. طب افرض لقيت that، برضه هحط الverb من البيز فورم بتاعته في الانفينيتيف؟ لا طبعا. طول ما انا عندي that لازم احط وراها full sentence. You have to put or to use the full sentence. Let's see an example. I promise to be helpful. أنا هنا استخدمت promise plus the preposition to plus the base form of the verb in the infinitive verb be. طب in the other sentence I promise that، هستخدم that be، هستخدم الانفينيتيف of course not. في الحالة دي أنا هعمل إيه؟ I will bring the full sentence، هجيب جملة كاملة بتتكون من subject و verb و object. I will be helpful. I'll be helpful. Okay? Did you get the difference? Okay. What about the verbs? All the verbs, كل ال verbs followed by to plus the infinitive? Of course not. There are some certain other verbs that can be followed by gerunds. Gerunds, what does it mean? The word gerunds? Gerunds معناها ان انا to add ing to the verb. بحط الverb ing. Let's see what are these verbs. ايه هي الverbs الافعال that are followed by gerunds، اللي بتيجي وراها الgerunds. And I told you before, you have to keep and memorize all these verbs in your mind, in your heart, in your notebook, in your reflective journal, everywhere. Just try to keep focus on them. Why? Because if you didn't do so, you are not going to do it correctly. You are not going to get it in your exam. Let's look. Avoid. Avoid طبعا وعارفين الverb avoid معناه يتجنب. Consider. Consider يعتقد. Deny. Deny يعني ينفي. Dislike لا يحب. Enjoy. Finish. Imagine. Include. Keep. Mind. Practice. Recommend. Suggest. Understand. Delay. Mention. Fancy. Resist. So these all the verbs that could be followed by gerunds? Yes, and there are too many of them, but just we focused on some of them now. Let's see examples. You should avoid, what did I say? I said you should avoid to go, or you should avoid going. Well done. So after avoid, I have to pick up the gerund, verb plus ing. Let's take another example. She has just finished cleaning her room. Do you see? After the verb finish, what did I get? جبت ايه؟ To plus infinitive? Of course not. What did I bring? I just used the gerund in cleaning. I put the ing for the verb clean. What about the negative form? هعمل ايه في negative form? The same as the to plus infinitive. We add not. Let's see how. He suggested not going to the park. So I just added not. حطيت هنا استخدمت not between where? Between the verb بين الفعل suggested and the gerund which is going. Do you see? شايفين كده على السكرين؟ فبالتالي أنا هنا عملت negative form by adding not. By adding what? Not. طيب هل هنا برضه هيكون في الديفرنس في ان انا احط النيجاتيف in another way بطريقة تانية؟ of course. let's see. if I put the negative like this، لو انا استخدمت النيجاتيف like this، انا حطيت هنا didn't، انا هنا عملت نيجاتيف للverb اللي هو مين؟ suggest not go. do you see؟ انا في الاول نفيت مين؟ نفيت السجشن، الاكشن بتاع السجشن ولا الاكشن بتاع going؟ لا، انا هنا عايزه احط النيجاتيف بتاع الاكشن بتاع going، فبالتالي انا استخدمت هنا مين؟ not. طب انا عايزه اعمل نيجاتيف فورم للاكشن بتاع السجشن، فبالتالي انا هنا هستخدم عادي النيجاتيف فورم in the past tense اللي هو مين؟ اللي هو didn't. طب does it differ in meaning؟ of course it differs in meaning. طب how does it differ in meaning؟ when we say he suggested not going to the park، يعني هو قرر او هو اقترح ان احنا مش هنروح البارك، لكن لما نقول he didn't suggest going to the park يعني مش هو صاحب الاقتراح بتاع الذهاب الى الايه؟ الى البارك. فبالتالي هنا لما انا اضفت النوت as a negative form in this sentence، انا هنا عملت ايه؟ عملت negative form with any action going. but in the other sentence we just put the negative didn't، انا هنا عملت negative form with any action. الاكشن اللي انا كنت would like to put it in the negative is a suggestion. suggest. okay. all these verbs could be followed only by gerunds? of course not. there are some certain verbs could be followed by that, which are suggest, recommend, advise, ask. لو انا لقيت الverbs دي ما جاش وراها to، ما جاش وراها الجيرند ing، فبالتالي انا هنا هو استخدمت that. طب انا لو استخدمت that برضه احط الverb في الجيرند في ing؟ of course not. لا، انا في الحاله دي هعمل ايه؟ عندي two ways ان انا اعمل form للكويستشن ده. ايه التو ways بتوعي؟ يا اما اول حاجه اعملها بالطريقه دي I suggested that Sama join the school trip. انا هنا عملت ايه؟ تعالوا نبص كده. اولا انا جبت هنا الفيرب بتاع suggested، هنا الرابط عندي هنا that، جبت وراها السبجكت الفاعل اللي هو مين؟ ها؟ سما. وبعد السبجكت انا جيت هنا حطيت الفيرب in the infinitive form في الايه؟ البيس فورم بتاعته في المصدر. يميز ده سما يعني المفروض اقول joins، لا، في الحاله دي انا هنا هستخدم الانفينيتيف فورم after the subject. فبالتالي دي الفيرست كيس، دي الحاله الاولى اللي اقدر ان انا ايه؟ اكون بيها الجمله بتاع suggest لو هي followed by that. طب عندي اوبشن ثانيه؟ طبعا I can do it like this. let's look. I brought here suggested and after that I put the that and after that I shall bring the subject اللي هو الفاعل سما. في الحالة الأولى احنا حطينا الفيرب في الانفينيتيف على طول. في الحالة الثانية in the second case هعمل ايه؟ هستخدم هنا should طبعا، وبعدين احط الفيرب in the infinitive في المصدر. فبالتالي انا هنا كونت الجملتين باستخدام that in two ways بطريقتين. الطريقة الأولى subject verb plus الانفينيتيف، الطريقة الثانية subject plus should plus الفيرب فين؟ في الانفينيتيف. Did you get it? Okay. So this case is so tricky by the way. If you find it in the exam, you have to focus on what you are going to choose. لو لقيتها في الامتحان لازم تركز جدا. Suggest is followed by only space، في بس مكان فاضي وراها النقط بس، يعني هحط الجيرند على طول، ولا is followed by that جا وراها that. لو followed by space على طول يبقى انا هحط الجيرند، لو followed by that لا، يبقى انا هعمل التركيبه بتاعتي subject verb في الانفينيتيف or subject should plus verb في الانفينيتيف. Let's take another kind of verbs. Okay. There are some other verbs that are followed by to. حلو قوي يا ميس، ما احنا اخدنا to plus الverb في الانفينيتيف. لا، الجديد بقى ان انا عندي some certain verbs افعال معينه specified ones that they are followed by to plus الverb ing. ينفع؟ ينفع طبعا. plus الverb في ing gerund. After to, yes, after to. Let's look at the screen and see what are these verbs. Adapt to. Adapt to. Do you remember the word adapt? Adapt to. Apply to. Be used to. طبعا be ده اللي هو verb to be، ها محدش ينسى. Get used to. Object to. Be accustomed to. Be opposed to. Take to. Become used to. Contribute to. Lead to. Look forward to, very famous word، كلمة شهيرة جدا جدا. We all use it in the emails، على طول بنستخدمها في الإيميلز. When we write informal emails، لما نكتب الانفورمال emails بنيجي كده في الكونكلوجن، في الكلوجر بتاعتي I end with I look forward to meeting you، I look forward to seeing you، I look forward to hearing from you. So look forward to is one of the verbs that always followed by to plus the gerund. Okay, let's take some examples. I look forward to meeting you. Do you see? Pollution leads to having health problems. Yes, as you see here from the examples that I brought here, look forward to, and محدش ينسى. كتير جدا من الطلبة أول ما يشوفوا تو على طول يختار الفيرب في الانفينيتيف في المصدر، لكن خد بالك إن هناك بعض الفيربس الأفعال تاني to redeem it you have to rethink of it. إن في some verbs that are followed by preposition to but they are not followed by infinitives، ما بيجيش وراهم الانفينيتيفز but they are followed by what? by gerunds. So you have to think carefully about what you are going to choose. So look forward to, as you see here from the example, is followed by جا وراها ايه يا ولاد؟ ها meeting ing not infinitive form, and leads to جا وراها ايه؟ ها having gerund not have. So you have to take care of this. Let's take another verbs. A very small wrap up. Let's try to wrap up what we have ended with up till now. Okay, so we have discussed the verbs that are followed by preposition to plus the verb in infinitive, and also we have taken the verbs that are followed by gerunds ing. Also we have taken all the verbs that are followed by preposition to but not followed by infinitive, followed by gerunds. Now we are going to take some verbs that are only followed by infinitive. ده pair infinitive، بنسميه حاجة اسمها pair infinitive. pair infinitive يعني ايه؟ يعني without any preposition، مفيش أي prepositions between الverb الأولاني والverb second verb والverb التاني اللي جاي وراه. فبالتالي أنا بيجي عندي هنا verb plus verb in the base form في الانفينيتيف form بتاعته. Let's look at the screen and see what are these verbs. The first kind are modal verbs. The modal verbs are the verbs that always followed by bare infinitive. وخلاص فهمنا يعني ايه كلمة bare infinitive. Like what they mean عارفينهم طبعا can, could, may, should, shall, will, might, and there are too many of them. For example, I might walk there if it doesn't rain. If we look at this sentence, let's see. Might, this is a modal verb. After that comes another verb but in the pair infinitive walk. أنا قلت هنا might do? No, wrong. Never do it. اوعى تغلط المستيك دي. Never make this mistake. I might walking. Never make this mistake. Okay, but might always followed by bare infinitive like this here. Walk. What else? After the causative verbs. What are the causative verbs? ايه causative verbs دي يا ولاد؟ Let's see what are they. The causative verbs are help, make, have, let, get. Help, make, have, let, get. These are, we call them بنسميهم causative verbs. And these causative verbs always followed by bare infinitive. Bare base form. For example, she made the children do their homework. Do you see? The lawyer had his assistant make copies of the contract. We have here a causative verb in the past form which is made in the past form of the verb make. And also we have got here the object which is the children. After that comes the other subject which is do. And we brought do, احنا جبنا do هنا هو we used it in the pair infinitive, not doing, not to do. And also the lower here had, this is the past form of the verb have, And we have here his assistant. This is the object, and after that we brought make, another verb, but in pair infinitive. We didn't say making, we didn't say to make. So all these causative verbs always followed by pair infinitive. Don't forget, what are they? They are 5 verbs: help, make, have, let, get. What else? Another 2 verbs, we usually use them in most of the sentences, and I think that you have just encountered some of them before in the recent revisions, like had better and would rather. Had better and would rather. Had better and would rather always come in the sentence and followed by pair infinitive, like the example that we are having here in front of the slide. I'd rather sit here. Do you see? I'd rather. I didn't say sitting, or I didn't say to sit. You had better call a doctor. I said call, not calling, not to call. So you have to remember had better and would rather. Are there any others? Yes, let's see together. Verbs of perception. What is verb of perception? What are the verbs of perception? Verb of perception, something that we see or watch. When we see or watch the whole action, we use the pair infinitive, and they are watch, see, hear, notice, observe, feel. These we call verbs of perception. So these verbs of perception, when we just see or observe or watch or hear the whole action, we put it in what? In the base form. Like I watched him move to a seat at the back. So I used here watched, and I said move, not moving, not to move. Another example, he heard her sing one of his favorite songs. So let's see. Here, heard, this is the perception verb, and also we have here the other verb, which is sing. So sing here in the pair infinitive. I didn't say singing, I didn't say to sing. All I say is pair infinitive. So never forget the verbs of perceptions always followed by what? Pair infinitive. Do we have any others? Let's see. Yes. After some prepositions such as except or but or than. Let's see some examples and see how do they come. I'll do anything except cook. I didn't say cooking, I didn't say to cook. All I said that except cook, verb, pair infinitive. She does nothing but cry. Wrong to say crying, but cry. So in this case, I just used the pair infinitive. I didn't say crying, I didn't say to cry. Only used here the pair infinitive. So we use the pair infinitive after these prepositions, except, but, and then, or than. Okay. All these verbs, this is all about this rule? No, there are others. Let's see. There are some certain verbs can be followed by gerunds or to plus infinitive without any difference in meaning. So it's okay to use the gerund or to use to plus infinitive, and it doesn't differ in meaning. Let's see how. Like begin, start, love, continue, hate, or prefer. We started to play football. Correct. We start playing football. Correct. So I can say playing and I can say to play, and both of them are correct. Yes. So these verbs can be followed by both of the forms, the gerund, to plus infinitive, without any different meaning. Without any different meaning. That means that there are some other verbs that have different meanings. Yes. But we have to notice something. When I say I prefer to play football, it's okay, acceptable. I prefer playing football. Also, it's okay, acceptable. But when it comes like this, I would prefer to play football. أنا هنا حطيت إيه؟ استخدمت إيه قبل prefer؟ قبل prefer أنا استخدمت هنا would. شايفين؟ استخدمت would. فبالتالي هنا أنا غيرت من إيه؟ من معنى الكلمة، من معنى الverb. I prefer to play football. اوكي، فبالحالة دي ينفع اقول I'd prefer to playing football. No, not accepted. يبقى الرول بتقول لي ايه؟ لو انا prefer or love or like or any of them when it comes before it would، لو جت قبلها would فبالتالي انا بحط هنا ايه؟ بستخدم ايه؟ I use to plus infinitive not الgerund. Not what? Not الgerund. So you have to take care. When I say I prefer to play football, accepted. When I say I prefer playing football, also accepted. But if I add would، بس انا لو حطيت would قبل prefer لا ما ينفعش، not accepted. ففي الحالة دي only one case is accepted اللي هي I prefer to play. I prefer to play football. Okay. Another example. The weather is starting to get colder. The weather is starting to get colder. Correct? But if I said the weather is starting to getting not correct. طب ليه يا ميس؟ طب ما حضرتك قلتي ان start و begin من الافعال اللي ممكن اجيب وراها ing او ممكن اجيب وراها to plus infinitive، فبالتالي with no difference in meaning. الاتنين accepted. فعلا انا قلت كده. بس هنا نبص كده على start هنا جايه شكلها عامل ازاي؟ start here is in the progressive form. في الحالة الايه؟ progressive مستمرة. ف when I put ing أو put the verb in the progressive form I never followed it with another progressive form. ما بحطش أبدا بعديه ing. فبالتالي أنا هنا استخدمت مين؟ to plus a plus infinitive. فهقول the weather is starting to get colder. This is very correct. But it's not accepted at all to say the weather is starting to getting colder. Did you get the idea? Okay. Let's take another kind of verbs. You told me before that there are some certain verbs can be followed by gerund or to plus an infinitive without difference in meaning. That means that there are some other verbs that could be followed by gerund or plus to plus an infinitive form with different in meaning. Yep, with different in meaning. Let's see what are these verbs and how they are different in meaning. Let's look at the screen and start with the first verb, remember. Remember. When we put remember and use after a to plus an infinitive, that means that this thing hasn't done yet. Hasn't done yet. What does this mean? قصدك ايه مش فاهمين. Remember معناها ان انا ايه؟ بان انا تذكرت حاجة انا already ما عملتهاش. I didn't do it. Let's see the example. Remember to bring your homework tomorrow. ده معناها ان انا فعلا جبت الواجب بتاعي النهارده؟ لا ما جبتهوش. فبالتالي انا محتاج ايه؟ محتاج بكره ان انا افتكر to bring it ايه؟ my homework. اجيب الهومورك بتاعي. So when I use remember plus to plus infinitive, that means that this action hasn't done yet. ما حصلش. But if I use the ing form, that means that this action has already done. ده فعلا حصل بالفعل. And I remember وانا فعلا فاكره ان انا عملته. Let's see how. I remember waking up in the middle of the night. أنا فعلا فافتكرت إن أنا صحيت بالليل. فبالتالي this is action has already done. حاجة أنا فعلا عملتها. And I remember that I has already done this. But when I use to plus an infinitive, I say that I remember that I hasn't done this action yet. Okay? Did you get the difference? Yes. Let's take another verb. Number 2, forget. طبعا عارفين forget يعني ينسى. طيب لو أنا قلت هنا عندي forget plus to plus an infinitive, what does this mean? That mean also that this action hasn't done yet. ده معناه إيه؟ إن أنا خد عندك فكرة عامة general rule كده، إن أي verb plus ال ing ده معناه إن this is already done، حاجة فعلا حصلت، و to plus an infinitive this means that hasn't already done، حاجة لسه ما حصلتش. فدي general rule ممكن تطبق عليه لو أنت get confused اتلخبطت في keeping these words or memorizing these verbs. Okay, so let's go back to the verb forget. Forget plus to plus an infinitive means that not done yet, something that hasn't done yet. Let's see. She forgot to buy her father's present. This means that she bought it or she didn't buy it. No, she didn't buy it, so she forgot that to buy her father's present. What about the verb plus ing? She already done the action. Let's see how. I forgot phoning the manager, so I phoned him again. Oh, I phoned my manager twice. Why? Because I forgot that I phoned him. I forgot phoning him. That means that I actually have already phoned him before, but I forgot the action. So I put the verb in where? In the gerund form, the ing form. Did you get the difference? Totally different in meaning. So you have to focus whether to choose to plus an infinitive or whether to choose the gerund while you speak or while you are doing their exercises or while you write them down. Let's take another verb. Stop. Oh, stop. So clear. This is so clear and obvious to all of you. Stop plus to plus an infinitive. So I use this kind of form if I would like to say that I stop to do something else and then I'm gonna proceed my action. يعني أنا هقف عشان أعمل حاجة وبعدين هرجع تاني للأكشن اللي أنا أصلا كنت بعمله. For example, they stopped to rest. ده معناها إحنا وقفنا عشان نستريح, but afterwards, after a while, we will go back to the action that we are doing. هنرجع تاني للأكشن اللي احنا كنا بنعمله. طب what if I just use stop plus ال ing؟ لو أنا استخدمت stop plus ال ing, what shall it be؟ هيبقى معناها ايه؟ That means that I quit the action. خلاص بطلته. I give up. أنا خلاص استسلمت. أنا quit the action. For example, he stopped smoking. Stopped smoking يعني ايه؟ He quit smoking. خلاص بطل إنه هو ايه يدخن تاني. He gave up smoking. طب لو أنا استخدمت نفس السنتنس وقلت he stopped to smoke. What does it mean? That means that he gave up smoking? No. He stopped to smoke means that he stopped now smoking to do another action, and after that he's going to proceed his smoking. But when I say he stopped smoking, that means that he quit smoking. He's not going back to smoking any time. Let's take another verb. Let's look at the screen. Number 4. Regret. طبعا كلنا عارفين regret معناها يندم. When I use regret plus to plus an infinitive, that means that I feel sorry for doing something. I feel sorry to tell you so. I feel sorry for you doing this action. Let's see the example here. I regret to tell you that you failed the test. I can say I'm sorry for telling you that you failed the test. When I use regret plus to, that means that I'm sorry. But what if I used it after that gerund? How could it be? That means that this action has already done. For example, I regret wasting my time. That means that I have already wasted my time, and now I regret that I wasted my time. I regret wasting my time. That means that I have already done the action. Number 5, try plus ing. What does this mean? When I use this form of the verb try, that means that I try to do the action but without making any efforts. For example, try taking an aspirin. It might work. Try making or taking an aspirin. I need a quick painkiller, so please, I don't want to make any efforts anymore. So I use it, try plus ing, try taking an aspirin. But if I just tried and faced the struggles and faced difficulties and obstacles, what should I say? I say try plus into plus infinitive. You try to answer the difficult question. When I say you tried to answer the difficult question, that means that you exerted efforts, that you faced obstacles, that you faced difficulties, that you struggled. But when I say that you tried answering, that means that you didn't make what you're supposed to do. You didn't make efforts. You didn't exert the effort that needed in the case. Did you get the difference between them? So these are the verbs that we discussed now. These verbs are totally different in meaning, whether when you use the gerund or 2+ infinitive form. Now, let's start to do or to test ourselves and check our understanding. A little bit wrap up. Let's try to do a little wrap up of what we have taken so far. We have discussed all kinds of verbs that are followed by 2+ infinitive, and verbs that followed by pair infinitive, verbs that are followed by gerunds, and verbs that are followed by 2+ ing or gerunds, and verbs that are followed by gerunds or 2+ infinitive with different in meaning, and others with no difference in meaning. Let's try to do the exercises. As I told you before, that practice makes perfect. You have to practice more and more in order to just upgrade your proficiency. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. The first one. You should space something good in your free time. Yes, we said before that should is one of the modal verbs that always be followed by pair infinitives. So here the correct answer should be, I think that I have said it. Yes, this is the correct answer, do. We don't say doing, of course. Let's take another question. Dr. Mona has agreed space an article about COVID-19. Agreed. Is agreed from the verbs that are followed by gerunds or by pair infinitives or by 2+ infinitive? Yes, I think that we can remember now that agreed is one of the verbs that are followed by well done, very good, 2+ infinitive. So the correct answer is to write. Let's take another question. Have you finished the book that I gave you? Finished. Do you remember? What kind of verbs is this? What kind of verbs is it? Is it verb that followed by gerunds or infinitive or 2+ infinitives? What do you think? Can you just memorize and try to look back on what we had previously before said? Can you say it? Yes. I think the finished are one of the verbs that are followed by gerund. Well done. Start, begin, finish. Well done. So the correct answer here is reading. Let's take another question. Yara hopes to space a job next month. What do you think? Hopes. What kind of verbs? Do you remember? Do you remember what kind of verbs? Yes, there are verbs that follow by 2+ infinitive. So the correct one is to find. Well done. Number 5. I'd like space football match on TV. This one is a tricky one, so you have to pause and think carefully of what you are going to choose. So, like, we said before that like is from the verbs that are followed by gerund. When I say I like playing, but with like is preceded or comes after it, comes before it, would. So in this case, I use 2+ infinitive. Well done, very good. I think that you can memorize it well now. So the correct answer here is what is C, to watch. Well done, very good. Let's take another question. Reem promised space and she usually keeps her promises. What do you think? Promises, which kind of verbs do we have here? Yes, promise, promise, promise. I think the promise followed by 2+ infinitive. Excellent, well done. You are great out there. So the correct answer here is A, to come. Very good, well done. Excellent students out there. Number 7, the thief denied space the money. Do you remember the verb deny? فاكرين verb deny؟ فاكرين؟ Yes. Yes, I think that it was one of the verb that followed by what? Steal, to steal, stealing, stole? No, by gerunds. Well done, gerunds. That means that verb plus ing. So the correct word, the correct answer, or the correct choice here is stealing. Well done. Very good. Marvelous. Number 8. The little girl space playing with her toys. Let's see. هنا بقى حصل virgin. Virgin what does it mean؟ يعني انعكاس كده. حصل انعكاس في السؤال. هنا جايب لي الverb الثاني اللي هو playing and it needs ومحتاج مني ان انا اجيب the kind of verbs الثاني انواع الverbs اللي هي do I need here verbs that are preceded by ing or to plus infinitive or pair infinitive. So this is verb here plus ing playing. This is the gerund. Which one of these verbs that is followed by a gerund? Let's see. Wanted? No. Wanted to. It's not correct. Decided? No. Decided to. It's not correct. And promised. Also promised is one of the verbs that always followed by to plus infinitive. So the correct answer in this case is excellent, well done, letter B, which is kept, because kept is one of the verbs that always followed by gerunds. Let's take another question. Our house was robbed last night since we forgot. هنا بقى tricky question فعلا. Do you remember forgot? We said that forgot is one of the verbs that always be confusing and tricky and manipulating one when it comes difference in meaning when it comes after that gerund or to plus infinitive. طب هنا هختار هنا looking ولا to look؟ هل هنا هختار ال ing ولا هختار to look؟ طب let's go back to the meaning. يلا نرجع كده للمعنى. بيقول لي ايه؟ Our house was robbed. البيت بتاعنا اتسرق. Last night since we forgot. عشان احنا نسينا ايه؟ ها؟ Did we already did the action or what we did or we didn't do the action? No, we didn't do the action. So the correct one is here. To lock. Yes. Let's do it. Let's fetch our pen. And this letter B, we forgot to lock because we already haven't done the action. We forgot to lock the front door, so unfortunately that our house was robbed last night. Okay. Let's take another kind of question, the rewrite question. I think that we have came through all these rewrite questions before in all the grammar rules in the previous sessions or episodes. So this is the rewrite question for today for this grammar rule, the verb plus ing or to plus infinitive. Let's see how does it come in an exam. Number 1. He said he would help me. He said he would help me. So هنا بيجيب لي الword أو الverb between two brackets بين القوسين وبالتالي هو هنا needs me بيحتاج مني إن أنا to put it in the sentence أحطه في sentence but to give the same meaning أدي نفس المعنى. And if it needs to some slight changes it's okay بعمل بعض التغيرات to give the same meaning أدي نفس المعنى باستخدام الverb that was given in between brackets. So he said he would help me. Let's see how we do it. And I need to put عايز احتاج هنا احط promised يعني وعدني. Let's see هعملها ازاي. هقول he promised to help me. He promised to help me. جبنا to منين؟ to لان احنا عارفين ان promise is one of the verbs that always followed by to plus infinitive. فبالتالي هنا انا استخدمت ايه؟ to plus الverb فين؟ في الانفينيتيف. طب انا كده said he would excellent لان said he would دي نفس السيم meaning of promised فبالتالي مش محتاج ان انا احطها تاني في الجمله فانا هنا عملت removal the said he would and put promised in order to give the same meaning. Let's take another sentence. Why don't we play tennis? Why don't we play tennis? So I need here to say he suggested. He suggested. How could it be he suggested? Let's see. Remember, suggested is one of the verbs that always followed by gerund. Excellent, well done. So I say he suggested playing tennis. He suggested playing tennis. Let's take another question. You shouldn't make friends online. You shouldn't make friends online. So I need here the verb avoid. Avoid يعني معناها يتجنب. فبالتالي عشان احط avoid في الجملة I need to make some slight changes. Some slight changes كده. زي ايه؟ Let's see. You should avoid making friends online. لازم تاخد بالك ان انت تتجنب. لو انا قلت هنا shouldn't زي ما هي يبقى انا بقول له خد بالك ان انت ما تتجنبش الناس دي. يبقى انا كده ما غيرت فين؟ غيرت المعنى. لا انا عايزه ادي same meaning فبالتالي انا بعمل slight changes in order to give the same meaning. Okay? Let's take another example. I wonder if you could open the window. I need the verb mind. أخيرا I think that you know it. Would you mind? Would you mind? Would you mind? Would you mind opening the window? Would you mind opening the window? So I use here mind and after that it comes or followed by gerund. Another question. He said that he didn't steal the money. I need here the verb deny. That's denied. عارفين denied معناها إنه هو أنكر. طب إيه هي equivalent in meaning in this sentence? The equivalent in meaning of the sentence that said that he didn't. So what should I do? I'm going to just remove said that he didn't and I put denied or how to denied in the sentence, and after that I know that denied is followed by gerund, so the sentence is going to be like this. He denied stealing the money. He denied stealing the money. Can you see? So clear and obvious, so easy ones. Number 6. He has done his homework. So I need to put the verb finished. He finished doing his homework. Excellent, well done. Okay, another example. I love to swim in the sea. I would like to add enjoy. Enjoy followed by gerund. خلاص بقى عرفنا خلاص how to do it. So I enjoy swimming in the sea. Number 8. Are you sorry for not attending the party? I need regret. أنت ندمان. Do you regret not attending the party? Don't forget to put the negative form. محدش ينسى negative form. You shouldn't make noise in the classroom. I need here to put stop. Can you remember stop? Here, هحط stop plus to infinitive or stop plus ing. What do you think? He would like to stop to do this action and then proceed, or he would like to put stop, quit the action, give up the action. Yes, give up the action. You should stop making noise in the classroom. You have to quit, give up this action. Okay, now we're going to take another thing here in this unit is talking about the writing skill. And today we're going to know more about a new style of writing, which is formal email. Before or previously, we have taken how to write a descriptive essay. Do you remember? Today we're going to take another style of writing, which is called formal email. What is a formal email? Let's look at the screen and see what is a formal email. A formal email is a written message sent for official or academic or professional reasons. It's not for friends, it's not for mates, not from family, it's only for officials. How do I begin a formal email? ابتدي ازاي اعمل formal email؟ ايه اللي ابتدي بيه؟ You have to start with a clear subject. لازم السبجكت يبقى clear, obvious, known, and a polite greeting. ولازم تعمل greetings تحية very very polite, such as Dear Mr. Ashraf, Dear Mrs. Ashraf. So we don't say the women with their, don't call them with their names, we call them with their families. Dear Sir, Dear Madam, Dear Sir or Madam. What language should I use? We said before it's very formal, so you have to use formal language, polite language, such as avoid slang. You have to avoid slang. You have to avoid contractions. You have to avoid abbreviations. Only formal, complete language. What is the basic structure of a formal email template? How could I write it? What is the template of writing a formal email? Let's see together. First, you have to start with the subject, and for example, this is an example only, an apology for not attending school for today. And after that, you put the greetings, and the greetings such as we said before, Dear Mr. Adil. After that, you have to put the opening sentence, and the opening sentence we use it in order to state your reason. In the opening sentence, you state the reason of writing this formal email. Like, I hope this email finds you well. I'm writing to sincerely apologize for not attending school yesterday, Monday, August 19th. After that, we write down the body, and the body that we included the details. For example, my parents took me to see a doctor because I was feeling unwell and had a fever. After that, after the body, we just put the closing sentence, a polite ending. For example, my sincerest appreciation for your understanding and support. After that, the closing phrase. Closing phrase like yours or certainly or kind regards. Finally, you just put your signature, that means your name. For example, Muhammad Khalid. Okay, so this is the template of how to write in formal email, not informal. Formal email, that means that only for officials, academic or professionals, not for family or friends or mates. So this is the template, and I gave you such examples of each of this content in this template, and you have just to take care of all of these steps in order to make a perfect formal email. Now comes your turn. Try to write this formal email at your home. Write a formal email of about 120 or 150 words to an official suggesting how to help your town to go greener. Your name is Maha and your teacher is Mrs. Asma. So this is the kind of formal email you can find it in your exam. Just try to follow all the steps in the template that we have just mentioned, and you are going to write the outstanding, perfect, amazing formal email. And now comes to our end of our slides and the end of our episode. I hope that it finds you well, and hope that it finds you with a perfect understanding. Thank you for watching, and see you next time in the next episode. كان معكم أستاذة رنا خالد، معلم لغة إنجليزية المرحلة الثانوية.